तू चलता चल, तू चलता चल, तू चलता चल, तू बढ़ता
Well,
चल।
boys and girls, today we will have a talk with Bhavya, and it would be interesting for all of you to note because none of you know Bhavya. Bhavya and I know each other because we have a program by the name of Orientation Program, in which individuals come to us for a very short duration. And primarily, what I have been trying to do in that is remove the misconceptions they have picked up from the coaching academies, various websites, and all that, and hoping that these things would be helpful to them. So we have one interesting case, and that is Bhavya, who is here in front of us today in person, who did benefit from this orientation program. How she benefited, she will narrate herself, and she got success in her AFSB, and she has made it to merit also, and she is due to join training. And now over to you, Bhavya. Please tell us as to your journey about SSB so far, how you got in touch with us, whatever benefits and all accrued to you, and then you got success. Just tell us your this story, and then they will be asking you questions.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm Bhavya Wangmai, and I have had this dream to fly and be a part of the skies since I was a very young kid. I wanted to be the next Kalpana Chawla since my second standard, and I wanted to pursue aeronautical engineering as well. But somehow I was guided to do mechanical engineering, so I studied mechanical engineering, and around my final year, I came to know about AFCAT, which was uh, newly introduced to final year students in my fourth year. So I had attempted AFCAT for the first time then, and I got through. And for in 2017, I went to AFSB Mysore, and I got screened out. Before that, I went to a coaching academy actually, and they had I read about the SSB procedures and everything, but I after going there I had practiced so much psychology and so much psychological tests that it badly affected my performance in the SSB. So I got screened out at that time, and after that I took a break of 1 year. I didn't go to any SSBs in 2018. I felt like I had a lot to reflect in about myself, and I had a lot to know about myself. So I took a break, and I again attempted AFCAT 2 2018, and I went to three SSBs, three different SSBs, AFSBs, all of them in 2019. So in my second SSB in 2019, I got screened in, but I got conferenced out. Again, I reflected upon myself, and my next SSB was just a 1.5 month gap away. So I attempted that SSB in AFSB Mysore again. I took up AFSB Mysore as a challenge again. There also, I took it as a challenge because I wanted to get my achievement in the same place that where I was removed, where I was not selected. So I kept on putting that as my AFSB. So third attempt also was there where I got recommended and medically fit, and then finally merit out because I was selected for administration and logistics. I did not get through my EKT then. So after the merit out, I had a huge fall, and I mean as in my mental state, because I was expecting to get merit in. So it took me a while to get back on track, and my next two SSBs were screen outs back to back after my recommendation, and that was in 2019 and 2020. And finally it was my last attempt in 2021 March. It was my final attempt for Air Force, and final attempt for armed forces in general, apart from territorial army. was my final attempt, and I was very anxious, very nervous, and because I made my life, I thought and imagined my life around Air Force. So I attempted it, and I gave my all. And just before this SSB, I had interacted with Nehru sir for just 3 sessions. It was just three sessions, a few questions exchange, and psychological tests, a little practice, and that's it. And after that, I went to my SSB. I got recommended, and for this time for EKT technical, I got through technical. So I was recommended for AEM and admin, and I got medically fit, and now finally I'm merit in. So I'm going to join in the next few days.
Thank you very much. Now, how did these 3 days of interaction, 3 sessions, how much did they impact you overall? And in the overall scenario, did they really make any serious difference in your selection or non-selection?
Yes, sir. They did make a very huge difference for me, because uh, right before the SSB, right before the sessions, I had not practiced any psychological tests. I don't suggest practicing psychological tests as well, but I had not been in touch with writing any story or any kind of a situation like that. And it had been more than a year, roughly a year, since I properly wrote anything, because I was recommended last in 2019. So I was having apprehension, and I was scared a little about the psychological test, because I felt like I had something like a writer's block. So when after the first interaction, after the first session, after I had received the psychological test to just see how we are performing in it, I hesitated a lot to attempt that test. And but still I took time out. I first attempted SRT and WAT, and TAT was my biggest fear, because there I felt like I could not write down properly. But still I took out time. I felt like I should not time myself for this test, and I should just write it as it is, whatever thoughts come to me. And as soon as I finished that test and sent it back to you, it made a world's difference to me, because that test was so important for me to remind to myself that I just need to be myself. I don't need to expect too much or too less from myself. I just need to be myself and let my thoughts flow, and let it flow in through my pen. So that is what put me at ease, and that was very important for me before going to my SSB, because that is what made me write well in my psychological test as well.
Okay, very fine. Thanks a lot. So, what is your advice for our students overall, right from preparation to going through the SSB process and thereafter?
I would suggest firstly to, if if a person is attempting going for the SSB for the first time, they should definitely read your book, sir. That is 1000% the best thing to do before going to the SSB, because any other book, it would tell you the procedure and everything, all the instructions basically that the GTO or the GTO tells, or the psychologist tells during the test, before the test, about how you should do in the test. So all other books, if they tell that, your books tell about how that person should start looking into themselves first before starting to attempt something. First they should know themselves 100% in all ways, and and then attempt something. So this book spoke to me in all aspects, in almost all ways. It spoke to me so much. So I would suggest first to read your book, and then go about practicing the psychological test at least once, because you should know what kind of a test it is. And then prepare your mind to go through the screening process without any bias, because many people I have seen, they think they have performed well, but they are not getting through the screening process. But that is because there are a lot of people, and in that moment where you have to shine and where your personality has to show, you have not shown it, and you are not realizing that you haven't shown that. So firstly, the assessors did not see you perform well or something like that. Some biases that people have should all be kept aside. You should always think that, okay, something I must have done, must have been wrong. So then you'll start correcting yourself in the right manner. You'll perform much better in the next SSB. So that screening process, that mindset is very important. That your approach is very important. That you can be wrong always. And the assessors have been assessing since so many years, and they have assessed so many candidates. So they, even if they are wrong, it's still okay. Somewhere, even if they are wrong, all three can't be wrong at once. So that is important. And once you're screened in, the rest of the process is just a breeze, because it's all about you. It's all about your personality. You have nothing to improve or remove from yourself, because it's what you're born with and what your environment has made out of you. So you can't suddenly change it out of nowhere. So you have to be yourself and just breeze through that process, enjoy that process, because it is once in a lifetime kind of experience. Once you're past that age, you won't experience these kind of feelings, where you can look into yourself and experience these tests while feeling so many different things. Because this, even if you're not into defense forces, I would suggest every person to go through an SSB to just get to know yourself better, and also to find a goal and orientation about yours, what you want in your life. That will also give the SSB will give you a clarity about it. So because there is no other test like it where you can look into yourself, and they want you to they want to know you, instead of what knowledge you have, instead of what performance you have given in your studies. They want to know you as a person, and that rarely happens in all through anyone's life. This is the best thing that you can do. Just enjoy the process, and you'll breeze through it. If whether you're recommended or not will depend again on your mistakes, and on the way you have approached some whatever test, the way you have approached the test. So you can just look into yourself once again, see how else you can approach it, see all the directions that there are possibilities to approach it from, and then attempt it once again. So that is what I would suggest anyone who's going to the SSBs.
Thank you very much for the valuable tips for our students. Now, Bhavya, this is all I had to ask. Now you
Yes,
are
yes.
open to questions from our students. So our students, please just give your name, because Bhavya doesn't know most of you, or in fact, practically none of you. So just introduce yourself, ask your question, and then she will answer.
I wanted to ask that, as you mentioned in your first two lines only, that
Mm,
first you went for the coaching academy, and after that
mm-hmm,
you practiced so much psychological test, and that
mm,
actually harmed your overall performance in the SSB. So how you
yes.
unlearned that? I wanted to ask this question.
Okay. So the first thing I did was I quit practicing anything related to psychology. I didn't practice even one thing. I didn't look at what TAT pictures are, what WAT is, what SRT is. I let it go out of my mind that I have to keep practicing, or else I'll not be able to perform well. And I just concentrated on my other weak parts. And I had this problem where I kept on going deeper into my answers. Whenever someone asked me a question, I went much deeper into it rather than answering straightforwardly. So I concentrated on that weakness of mine, and also my lecturate and everything, other weak areas where I felt like I needed to improve. I concentrated on them rather than psychological tests. So that made me free from this aspect of uh, uh, practicing so much, and not being able to write properly. The primary thing, that the important thing is that when I practiced so much, I ran out of ideas. More like I was so used to seeing similar pictures and writing similar stories that all I could get in my mind was the same story again and again. Even if it was a different picture, which is with the similar scenario, always I wrote a similar story. That is what I felt frustrated about in when I was practicing psychological tests. So to remove that from my mind, it took me quite a while. Actually, as I said, it took me 1 year, approximately 1 year, for me to recover from it. So I suggest everyone to not practice that much, at least once or twice. That is enough, more than enough.
See, I will just add what Bhavya has said to clarify to all of you. She is trying to explain that instead of the superficial aspects towards which she was focused upon earlier through the ideas she got from coaching academy, she realized inadvertently that it is her core personality aspects which are going to play a major role in her selection and not the superficial aspects. And she started doing that, and that led to her improvement, and eventually it got her success. Am I correct, Bhavya?
Yes, sir, 100%.
Yeah, the thing is that you said that firstly you failed in the engineering knowledge test. So does that require any other type of preparation, or is it just in the curriculum?
What I did was I just went through my first and second year basics. That too, it was all drawing, mathematics, physics, and also my basic mechanical fundamentals. So that is what I went through, and that is what helped me clear the EKT as well. Because in EKT also they don't expect above average, I mean extraordinary students or something like that. You can just be average and you can still just go through your basics, because basics are something you'll still remember, without them you can't go through the 4 years of engineering as well. So you'll always remember them, you just have to brush them up. So I just went through my mathematics, my drawing, and also basic mechanics and all of this stuff. So that helped me get through EKT. And also you should make sure to not attempt those questions which you feel you're not getting the right answer. That is where you lose a lot of marks with negative marking.
And how did you manage between physical fitness and studies?
So actually that is a very tough question for me, because I was doing a job from morning 8 to evening 8:30. So when I was doing that job, I felt like I had to do that job because while preparing for my SSB, I had to do that job so that I could earn as well as study at the same time. But that removed a lot of my preparation time because of that work timings, and I did not have proper week offs as well. So because of that, I barely did any fitness. And right after I returned because of the pandemic to my place, I got COVID again, and because of that, I was completely I lost my stamina, and I was very weak. So I started running just to check out how my abilities, like how much capacity I have. So I could barely complete a 5-minute run. I mean 5-kilometer run. So once I completed that, I signed up for a challenge, a cycling challenge in January, where I had to complete a number of challenges over a period of 6 weeks. So I just went head on with it. With every challenge, I completed it just with the just with a goal in mind that this is going to be my last SSB, and I have to give my all, and I can't afford to not complete this challenge. So this challenge itself was an achievement for me prior to my SSB, which gave me a booster for my SSB. I completed 570 kilometers in that challenge over 6 weeks. And I also did MMA parallelly, and I studied. I had quit my job by then. So I took this entire time to prepare for the SSB and build my physical fitness, because I was in a very low state. All of this, even though I have a problem with my weight, so it is always a little on the higher side, even if I do a lot of workout. So even if my weight did not come down as I expected it to after I did so much of workout, I became so much stronger, and so much stamina I had gained, that I just breezed through my individual obstacles, and I became fit as well. By the time my medicals came, I was able to come down in my weight, and I was able to become fit as well. So how I balanced this, it was because of the choices I made, and how I felt like this was right for me. This is what I need to do now. So I think it is according to your program or your day, how it goes by, and that is how you should find out time to do at least one thing per day. Maybe walk 2 kilometers, at least a minimum standard. This much I need to do today. If I could have removed a half an hour's time and did a 2 kilometer or 3 kilometer walk or run, and then that would have been the fitness for the day. But I felt like that was not enough for me anyway. But still, that itself will give a booster. For many people, motivation is the problem right now. So at least taking up small challenges will help you to maybe build up your fitness throughout a span of 2 months or something, and you'll get enough motivation, and you'll also understand when you can do this fitness, when you can do the studies for your SSB. I'm sorry if my answer was too long.
No, ma'am, it was quite clear.
I will summarize Bhavya's what she has told. The essence is having clearly defined goals, then having the focus and the determination to achieve those consistently, and that led to enhanced confidence, and that led to success in SSB. Is that good summary, Bhavya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Bhavya, this had been a very nice interview. You are an epitome of willpower and determination. There cannot be a better example than this. Just
Thank you so much, ma'am.
our students how to clear written exam as well.
Written exam, I would suggest that you just keep on practicing on your strengths instead of concentrating on your weaknesses. My weakness is GK. So if I sat down with GK and prepared for GK, then that would make me fail in the exam, definitely, 100%. So I concentrated more on mathematics, on military reasoning, on logical reasoning, and all of these aspects where my strengths are. I practice them even more. And GK, yes, I did brush up with my current affairs. Whatever questions can come in current affairs, I studied through current affairs and just prepared for that. But otherwise, I didn't put more pressure on myself to prepare for GK, especially in the last few days of writing the exam. You should not do that. That will put you in a negative zone, and it will not let you attempt the paper confidently and in a positive manner. Just concentrate on attempting the questions without if you're confident, just mark the answer. If you're not, don't mark it, because there's negative marking as well. So if you put the negative marking, that will bring down your marks more than what you have scored. So that is what I would suggest to do before attempting your exam. All the best for everyone who's attempting their AFCATs.
Apart from AFCAT, we have CDS as well.
CDS.
So for CDS as well, NDA exams are coming. So
Yes, ma'am. I am a wrong person for CDS, because as I said, I'm pretty weak at GK. I have attempted CDS. I have attempted CDS a number of times till my age permitted me, but I was only 100 percentile in English. But very low percentile in GK.
Okay. And any points regarding uh, interview sessions that you attempted? Because there will be questions that might put pressure on you, like why did you quit the job? Why couldn't you manage everything? And such kind of questions, if you would have faced, how did you face that
Yeah.
such questions?
I faced many sensitive questions. Sensitive as in, so everyone has something in their personal life, in their family life, which triggers a sensitive point, and they might not want to answer that question. But I think answering that question honestly, with your honest feelings also, will give you right direction in the interview. So if you're asked about why you quit your job also, you should just answer very honestly. If you have quit for the sake of preparing for the SSB, then you say that you have quit it for the sake of SSB because you felt like right now preparing for the SSB is much more important, and because you feel like you're capable of getting another job anytime you want it, not for SSB. At least I felt that way, so I replied in that manner only. And I just honestly spoke about my whatever personal questions I was asked as well. And I felt like the interviewer is my friend. So if I were speaking to my friend, how I would speak to them, I just spoke to the interviewer in the same way, except while giving respect, of course. So once you do that, firstly your nerves will calm down. You will feel like it is more of an interaction than a questioning about your character, about what kind of a person you were, and what kind of a person you are right now, and what kind of an environment you were brought up in. So it'll be more of an interaction with a friend rather than a questioning, as if you're standing in a bone in a prison or something. So many people feel like they're in a prison when they sit in that chair in front of the interviewer, because they are being questioned like that, like an interrogator.
I think that is all the questions we have. So, Bhavya, on my behalf and on behalf of all students of No Frills Academy, we wish you all the best. And now keep focused on your physical fitness, going to be very important before you join your training. Fine. And
Yes,
do
sir.
God bless and keep in touch. No Frills Academy doesn't sever ties with anybody. So anyone who's come in touch with us remains in touch. Fine. So
Yes,
it'll
sir.
be our pleasure getting to know about your successes in life. Wish you all the best. Good luck. God bless.